Okay, this video is still about point slope form, but we are going to write our equation in point slope form and then transform it into slope intercept form. So again, point slope form is y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. And slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Oh, hello. So what we need to do is use our point and our slope to write our equation, and then we're going to distribute our m, and we're going to get y by itself. So I'm not going to start with number 1 because I have a slope of 0. I'm going to come back to that. All right, so I have x1 and y1 up here. So I have y minus my y value is equal to m times the quantity x minus x1. And what I saw from the other video is when I have x minus -4, that actually becomes x plus 4. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to distribute my 8, because this is my point slope form. I'm going to distribute my 8. And then I'm going to get my y by itself. So I'm going to do that by adding 6 to both sides, combining my like terms. And my slope intercept form is y equals 8x plus 38. So let's go number 4 here. This is x1, this is y1, that's m. So I have y minus my y value, which I know turns to plus. Then I have 1 times x minus 4. Distributing my 1 is actually the easiest thing ever because 1 times x is x and 1 times -4 is -4. So nothing changes over here. And all I need to do is subtract 6 from both sides to isolate my y. So -4 minus 6 is -10. All right, let's do one with a fraction. So this is x1, this is y1. So y minus my y value is equal to my slope times x minus my x value. So distributing my 4/3, y minus 3 equals 4/3 x. Now 4/3 times -3 is -4. So then I'm going to add 3 to both sides to isolate my y value. And y is 4/3 x minus 1. Okay, now I'm ready to try the 0 slope. So this is x1, this is y1. So y minus my y value is equal to 0 times x minus 3. Just like we saw in that last video. When I multiply anything by 0, that's just going to be 0. So solving for y to get it into slope intercept form is just y equals +1 from adding 1 to both sides. In the second section, we're just practicing distributing and, getting our variable alone. So let's look at 8 since it has this negative. So y plus 2 is equal to -x, distribute your negative, minus 4, subtract 2 from both sides. Y is equal to -x minus 6. Let's distribute this one. So I have -5 that I'm distributing. That's -5x plus 15. Subtracting 1 from both sides is y equals -5x plus 14. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, I get different information from each equation, but it's actually about the same line. So I can pull the ordered pair from number 8, and I can say that my ordered pair is -4, remember about the sign change, and -2 as my y value. So -4, -2, and then I know my slope is right here, that's -1. Then I also know from slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, that this -6 is my y-intercept. So I can get a pretty good picture of what this looks like. I know I have the point -4, -2, so that's there. Then I have the point 0, -6, so that's -3, 4, 5, 6, that's there. And then I know that in between I'm going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So I know my graph looks something like that. That's all the information I can pull from given these two different forms of the equation. So let's look at a different one. Let's look at number 5. So I'm just going to talk about number 5 over here. So my points, I know my points 3, 3. Obviously, they gave me that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's my point. I know I have a y-intercept of -1, so that's down there. So then that means that in between these points, I should be going up 4 to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And there's what my line looks like.